10:01, I will call a meeting to order of the Fort Myers Beach Marine and Environmental Resource Task Force Advisory Committee. With that, I would like to have everyone rise and give a pledge allegiance to the flag we found. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Okay, with that, here's our roll call. Bill Altoff. Here. Sharon Hagstrom.
Here.
Robert Howell.
Here.
David Nussbaum is here. Ed Rude. Here. Jennifer Rusk.
Present.
And that completes our roll call.
No Leo.
Leo Sanders determined that he would not return, so he did not put his name in, so we have an opening on the advisory committee. With that, we do have a quorum. So the first item is, because we're starting a new season, we have to elect a new chair and vice chair for the committee. So with that, I will open nominations for chairman.
I nominate Dave Nussbaum to continue the great leadership from last year.
I second that.
Yes.
Okay. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, I'll close nominations, and I'll call for a vote, starting with Mr. Altoff.
Yes.
Mr. Root,
Yes.
Yes.
Hagstrom,
Yes.
Yes.
and I am also a yes, so that's unanimous. Thank you. With that, I will open the nominations for vice chair of the committee.
I'd like to nominate Jennifer Rusk.
I'll second that.
Okay, nomination made and seconded for Jennifer Rusk. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, I'll close. Mr. Altoff,
Yes. Aye.
Mr. Root,
Yes.
Ms. Hagstrom,
Yes.
Mr. Howell.
Yes.
I'm a yes.
I'll accept, thank you.
Okay, with that, we're done. All right, congratulations. All right, moving right along. Next, we have to approve the agenda for today's meeting, and I will accept a motion for approval of the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda as written?
I will second.
Okay, made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll close that. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Okay. Next on the agenda is approving our previous meeting minutes, which were drafted from Tuesday, September 18th. So with that, I would like to have a motion to approve the minutes of our September 18th meeting as written.
I would make that motion.
Okay, Sharon Hagstrom made the motion.
I second it.
Mr. Rude made the second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Minutes are approved. Thank you very much. Okay, that gets us out of the formal business. All right, public comment on agenda items. Looking at the massive crowd, seeing no one raising their hand,
Always overwhelmed.
I will now close public comment, and we will move on to the next item on the agenda. Okay, current items. First item is the Mulholland Award, and just for those that are watching, and for the benefit of the committee members, our town clerk, Amy, had received an additional application for the Mulholland Award, and she did not include it in our packet for consideration at the last meeting. And so, to be fair, we have to open up the consideration, and I believe Chad has the application, and if you'd be so kind as to read it, just because I read the one from last month, and
Yes, sir. So we have Bill, and I apologize for if I mispronounce his last name, Bronsorden,
Bronson, isn't it?
what Ms. Sharon said. Mitch Fusick, nomination care of Tuna Skin over at 1300 Stara Boulevard, nominated by Mr. Dave Nussbaum. And I can read the,
well, we read it into the minutes from last meeting.
sorry, what would you like me to do then?
Read the one that was not written in from last month. I
All
think
right.
that's the second.
So we have Miss Mary Rose Spalletta, nominated by Steve Johnson. So the nomination reads, since becoming a resident of Fort Myers Beach, Mary Rose Spalletta has devoted her personal time to volunteering and advocating on behalf of the preservation of natural resources on our island. She has provided direct support of involvement in town government and nonprofit organizations. Mary Rose continues to provide practical experience, knowledge, and awareness to the natural community and brings both value and economic benefits to our town. Please consider her compelling contributions of service and stewardship. Former active member of the Community Emergency Resource Team, 9-year member and vice chair of the MRF Advisory Board, or MRF, Marine Environmental Resource Task Force, 12-year volunteer under Turtle Time and permitted sea turtle stewards, present board member of the Matanzas Pass Preserve, the UF IFAS Master Naturalist Program, Coastal and Freshwater Systems, active memberships in the Friends of Mound House, Fort Myers Beach Historical Society, Fort Myers Beach Garden Club, Fort Myers Beach Community Foundation, and CREW. I'm not sure what CREW is, but
It's like
think-
SCCF.
Gotcha.
Like a stewardship.
what does it stand for?
Crew? Oh.
Might have been Crow and a bit of typo.
There's both, but both do good things. I'm looking up exactly what crew stands for, and I apologize to my crew friends for not knowing. Don't yell at me. That's it's a land and trust. I think it's just called crew. I don't know if it's an acronym. It's Crew Bird Rookery and Swamp Trails, Land and Water Trust.
Right here.
Okay, thank you. Before we get into discussion on this, I would like to just offer this for consideration to the advisory committee. The town itself had its hands full over the last 3 years rebuilding, as evidenced after the storm. And we did not, the committee for the last 3 years has not actually gone out and given any MRF award. So rather than,
Mulholland.
pardon me?
Mulholland.
Mulholland Award, I'm sorry. And that's what happens when you're extemporaneous, yeah. Your mind is going faster than your brain. I thought it would be kind of a great recognition for both nominations, and because there is no rule against it, that we can award one for the previous year and one for this year.
I actually totally agree and was thinking the same thing. I think that's a fabulous idea if the committee agrees.
I motion they both get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can award Mary Rose for, because there has to be a date, and that can be last year. and the founders of Tuna Skin for this year.
I don't, yeah.
That's nice.
That way it's, gives both parties recognition. And I think, you know, we were a little remiss as a committee last year for not getting on top of it. So this is kind of a makeup from a committee standpoint. And I think that would be what we should advise the town council. We don't bestow the award, it's the town council that does it. Do you see any issues with that, Councilor King?
I do not foresee any, but you do have a motion on the floor.
Okay,
And I will second that motion.
okay. And with that, is there any further discussion among committee members on the motion?
The only question that I have, there's been some previous discussion about giving awards to committee members. And so last year, Mary Rose was actually she was a member of the committee. And so we would be awarding her an award, the Mulholland Award, for the same year that she was on the committee.
Okay, let's switch them.
Switch 'em.
We can either switch it or the fact that the Mulholland Award is actually being awarded after her term on the committee. So we're just recognizing it.
That's fine, I just wanted to make everyone
Yeah.
aware, you know.
And was that discussion about the Murphy Award, or
No,
the Mulholland?
Mulholland.
It was the Mulholland, okay.
Well,
I just wanted to
it was
clarify.
about the Murph Award, but an award's an award,
Yeah.
so I would think it
Yeah.
would apply either way, but that's, I just wanted to mention it. 'Cause
I say we just switch the year for
I don't
lack
do
of
anything
confusion.
that comes back to.
I don't think it matters, they're both amazing, and
Yeah.
they've both done amazing things, so.
Yeah, agreed.
If
We'll
it-
just switch them, that way there's no,
Well, that would
question.
keep it from setting a precedent.
Good
going
Yeah,
forward.
point.
Good idea.
That's all
Good
right.
point, Mr. Ray.
Tuna Skin?
Last year, and then Mary Rose this year.
Okay.
Okay,
Because Tuna Skin for the past couple years has been amazing
Yeah.
I
in
know.
our
I
community.
know.
So last year would be perfect for Tuna Skin, and this year for Mary Rose.
okay.
Okay.
So would you, whoever made the amendment, would you like to amend your,
Oh,
the proposal? Would you like to amend your proposal?
wasn't that
I made the
you?
first motion.
Oh, you did.
Okay.
Yeah, I made the first, so I motioned that Mary Rose Spalletta get the Mulholland Award for this year, and Tuna Skin gets the award for 2024.
Okay,
Second.
made and seconded. Any further discussion? Okay. Hearing none, I'll call a vote. I think we can do a voice vote on this. Okay, all those in favor of recommending to the town council the proposal, say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. I will try and get in front of the town council at the next meeting, and so advise them. Okay, next on the agenda is sea turtle cards. And I brought this up.
Oh, I knew it.
I brought this up because I saw at least two different cards, and they both were, I lent them out to someone and I never got them back, but they're from the East Coast, and they hand them out, and they're little plastic cards, much like a small business card, and you hold it up on the beach, and it's got a little square about the size of a quarter, just like that. And you can look through it and determine whether or not the light is turtle compliant or not turtle compliant. And I
Has
thought-
anyone looked through this? This is really amazing, because if you look through it, you'll see the lights are blue.
So
But we have a
You
red
can't see
light
the
on
red
the
light.
camera.
Pass it down, look at the red light. So, the thing is though, I want to be really clear, so I'm making these, this is one that I just put together, with help from Turtle Time, and then also, if I could get permission from the town to put the town of Fort Myers Beach's logo on it, I'll add that to it when I finalize them. This is just a rough draft, it's been beat up a little bit, I've been trying to put it through the ringer, cause they get beat up. But the thing I wanna be really clear about is, the color of your lights is not what will deter or attract the turtles. it's the wavelength. So when you hear amber lighting or red lighting and things like that, so in here, these are all bright fluorescent or LED lights, except for that one little red light that says we're on air. It is a different wavelength, so that's why it isn't showing up the same in here. But just because it's red or just because it's orange doesn't mean it's turtle friendly.
Pass that down.
They're looking through mine too. I had my little one. But here's a big version of it so you can see with both eyes. But my point is I'm going to make these and then get a finalized design from everyone.
Same thing.
This has the Turtle Time info on it. If it's okay with Chad and Fort Myers Beach, I'll put the town logo on it and also the Beach Patrol phone number. So all that information can be readily available, and we can either have those here, or I can have some at Pink Shell for visitors and Islanders to come get. And what Jen had just handed me, if you were wondering, is a big roll of the blue tint that is specific for
Okay.
the viewing. So when I make the cards, there's gonna be a little eye hole. You hold it up to your property or any property, look through it, and then
Perfect.
you'll know if it's turtle friendly.
Well-
Can I make a suggestion?
Any
Go ahead.
Oh, I would make it a little bit bigger.
bigger?
Yeah,
Sure.
just because it's kind of,
Yeah.
especially with kids.
I didn't have a big roll. I had a thing of this,
Right.
so it was
Now you have a big roll.
preservation there.
Did you happen to discuss this with FWC or Turtle Time Inc.?
I did discuss it with Turtle Time Inc. Much of what is on there, I designed with her, and with Eve, the head of Turtle Time Inc. and all the facts and everything have been run through with them. I did not talk with FWC. I didn't see the need to. I think this information and these tools are good for everybody to have, and it's not going to be a hindrance to anything.
No, and I think the whole purpose behind this is not to turn, 500 code compliant people with little, visors out there on the beach. It's to allow every homeowner to take a look at their home.
The opportunity to
The
see what's going on.
opportunity to look at it and say, hey, because there's some, I will be very honest, our property manager purchased lights off of the internet that claimed to be turtle compliant lighting, and they weren't turtle compliant. They were amber lights, and you have to look at the FWC rating on it, and I told our property manager, you have to look for that. Just because it says it's turtle compliant doesn't mean it's turtle compliant.
Yeah.
And that's why I've been kind of behind this, because I think a lot of people have the assumption that if they buy something online that claims it's turtle compliant, it may not be turtle compliant.
I have a question. Do they say turtle compliant or do they say turtle friendly?
They say turtle compliant and they're not. I mean, who says what's turtle compliant? I mean,
And that's where that color type of thing comes
Right.
in, where it's red, so it's friendly, but that's not the case. But yeah, isn't there a specific organization that gives the okay for what truly is
Well,
the
FWC.
wavelength? Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's
I didn't know
FWC.
if there was a national, like NOAA. I know NOAA does stuff with it, but locally in Florida, it's FWC.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
FWC.
FWC.
And they have a list of the approved companies and brands that are truly turtle friendly on their website.
There's
Well,
another
what's the-
organization out there called Sea Turtle Conservancy.
Yep.
And they've helped us out because we bought turtle-friendly lights or turtle-compliant lights. And
Yeah.
she came down and took a look at them and said, no, I may have the coating wrong, but it was like a phosphorus coating that gave it that yellow orangey tint.
Yeah.
But she said,
You can
no.
still see it. Yep.
So, but we did get the manufacturer to swap them out.
Good.
So now
Great.
we've got the right ones.
Very good.
How many of these do you plan on producing, Rob?
Quite honestly, as many as I can. So she just gave me a big roll, plus with that other. She'll probably keep that one, but if I need more, I can get more of that film,
Right.
and as many as needed. Honestly, I think it's come to a point now where we all have the most powerful tool ever invented in our pocket all the time. So the more information we can have, the more tools that we can use to help, instead of Beach Patrol or other people holding each other accountable, when we can start taking a few things into saying like, oh, I do know what's going on. I have I have the information that I need to make the right decisions,
And I have the tool to
and I have the
identify.
tool to help it, yep.
And
That's-
honestly, every time I do a release and I've got a lot of families and kids love it. I mean, it's
Yeah.
amazing how much, they learn from it and
Mm-hmm.
understand.
Okay.
So my question is, financing this, is there any grants from either Turtle Time or the Turtle Conservancy that we can ask for as far as,
I mean, so far I plan on doing it out of my pocket as a thank you for taking enough time and care to do this. If you care enough to come and get one of these and you're gonna use it in a positive way and not an accusatory way, I think it can only help.
well,
And
I
I
know,
just,
but there's,
That's super.
2,000 or 3,000 homes on the beach.
Sure.
That's a lot out of your pocket.
It will be, yeah. Well, we can look into that if you really feel the need to, but as of right now, I've seen the demand with a few and not the many, and I hope that does change. I hope it comes to a point where it's like, hey, I do need help, because
Okay.
that means more people care.
Very good. All right. Any further issues on sea turtle cards? Thank you very much, Rob.
Of course.
Super. I can't wait.
That's great.
I mean it. I wanted to check mine.
And
Well, I ran that one because I'm testing different kinds of laminate papers to be waterproof, so I ran that one through the washing machine. That's why it's all beat up.
You did?
Yeah, just to see how it would work. It held out pretty
that's
good.
great.
That's
Excellent.
amazing.
All right.
At least that's your story and you're sticking to it.
That's exactly right.
Yeah,
I didn't forget it in my pocket.
That's what that's what I tell my wife every time I wash my cell phone.
Yeah,
I'm just testing it
just
there.
testing it.
Well, I guess I'll piggyback on the card and lights is, just to give an update. I know in the last meeting I had mentioned that we had a light, at Newton Park that was shining right on the beach, over the bathrooms. It has been turned off. It hasn't been removed. I'm not sure who put it up there, but, we obviously don't need lights because the bathrooms aren't open at night, or they close at sundown and open at sunrise, so we certainly don't need a light, but if we were to have a light, it should definitely be an amber, solution to any lighting in that area.
Well, and officially, sea turtle season is ended
At-
October 31st. However, I think between the end of sea turtle season and the beginning next year, it's not a time to, forget about it. It's a time to prepare for it.
Correct.
For the next season.
But we still have, so the town, or somebody with the town put lights at Veterans Park. We had the proper lighting before Ian, but someone put solar white LED lights. They haven't been on, which is good, because they shouldn't be. But we need to maybe address that at the next meeting. If, Chair, you could put that on our agenda to discuss making sure that all of our lights on our parks are, go with the lights that FPL are putting up, so it's nice and all even.
Okay,
So any lights at Newton Park, Veterans Park, town property should have all amber solution lights.
or not be used during turtle season.
But we need light even in off-season.
So they might as well be turtle friendly all
Right.
year.
Yeah. So, or ones you could switch out.
But we still have wildlife that needs to be protected even.
No, I
it's
know,
not
I'm
just
saying
sea
switch out,
turtles.
you can switch them out,
I think to Jen's point, she's just saying like migratory birds are affected by
Right.
lighting too, so might as well make it.
We're a wildlife sensitive island.
Even though the law is there for turtle, it's like the dog leash law. It's not just for the birds. It
Yep.
affects a lot of
Exactly.
things.
Okay, so if you could put that on the.
we could
next
bring
agenda.
that down
The-
at
the
the
Turtle
next
Conservancy?
meeting agenda.
They refuse to let us, for 10 years, we can't change the light bulbs on our building.
Wow.
They have to stay amber year-round. Yeah.
I
Okay,
think the more information that comes about how positive it is to have less intense lighting at different wavelengths for a lot of things, there's a lot of science being done with it right now, and
Okay.
there's a lot of things being learned.
And one more question, in regards to lights. I noticed that there are shields being put up on the side street lights that are already there, and maybe you can help me out with this, Chad. Do you know why they would put shields on the lights if they're gonna change them out to all amber?
No, ma'am, I do not, but I can ask our Public Works Director.
Thank you, I appreciate that. And then you'll get back with us at the next meeting with that?
Yes, ma'am, I'll
Thank
do my
you.
best.
Thank you.
Okay, next item on the agenda is beach access signage.
Ah,
You know,
that's me.
I actually found 2 dogs, no dog signs, inside of the pump room, but now, I'm not allowed any keys to get into any of the rooms, but there are 2 signs in there at Castle Beach.
Can you pass
Sitting
these down,
against the
please?
wall, but I'm not allowed in any room. I already got a notice on one, you're not allowed. They're horrible to me.
Pass those down,
All
Sharon.
of these are.
Everybody gets
Yeah,
one.
pass them down.
I see.
You can't have all of them.
There we
Well,
go.
no, I think we're,
That's mine.
I can't. So, FYI.
Did you guys get a copy? Okay, so beach signs. We were talking about dogs that were off leash at the last meeting. And really, code compliance, we can't really enforce anything unless we educate people first as they're entering our beaches. So I think it's really important that we get our signs back up. And that way we can, start enforcing the way the beach should be enforced. And just, once we get the okay that the town is gonna do that and start putting signage back up at the beach entrances. Now, this one that I'm showing is actually Welcome to Newton Park Beach Access, and this is the sign that used to be there. And then if you turn it over, there was a bench that used to be at Connecticut that had another sign that was really well done. Maybe we can incorporate the information on the sign on the second page in with some other beach signs at the entrance, but I just wanted to get the conversation started. We're a blank canvas right now. We unfortunately went through a really terrible 3 years, and we are a blank canvas, and we got the opportunity now to rebuild and make sure that our beaches are safe and clean, and it starts with education, right? So signage is really important.
So Mike- Okay, go ahead.
So, I just wanted to start the conversation. Now, some of these pages that you're looking at are another discussion, those are different. Oh,
Okay.
there is, I think Chad made this years ago, or someone at the very back notices all dogs must be on leash.
Yeah.
With little tags, and, I just thought I would print it out and show it to you, because it's something that maybe we can hand out to people, or, I don't know. Do you remember this, Chad?
No, ma'am, I can't take credit for that one, I'm sorry.
So I have a couple of questions, and Chad, perhaps you can answer this. At the corner of this handout that Jennifer handed out, it's got the beaches of Fort Myers Beach and Sanibel Tourist Development Council. Is this something that the Tourist Development Council would pay for if we just took the Welcome to Newton Park off and just had a blanket beach access sign and just put them up at all the beach access?
Yeah, welcome to our beach.
I believe the TDC budget includes the signs regardless of whether it says "Welcome to Newton Park" or not, and we can tailor, the park signs versus the other access signs. I guess what I'm getting from your statement is that some cost savings if we just made it the same all around versus,
One sign and put it on every beach access.
yeah, I guess what I would suggest is, as a committee, maybe get a consensus on how you would like the signs and maybe some kind of mock-up. It can be just mock-up on a piece of paper and present that to council for council to give direction to the town manager.
So that's actually, I wanted to also tell you that I found out that we still have all the graphics for all of the signs. It's at the it's being stored at the Mound House, all the CDs are there. So we really just need to print them out. I mean, there is a couple changes that I was told would be best for especially this sign. And it would be, let's see if I can remember, the lantern release should be fire lantern release. That's in the code, because it could be anything. Lantern release doesn't specify, but in the code it's like fire lantern release. And then also one more other change to this, the verbiage, but you know, once we can figure out that we have the money, I think, you know, it will have to go through the process of people making sure that the literature is correct.
Yeah, like electric vehicles instead of electric bikes, or just any kind of motorized
Yeah,
vehicles.
I mean, we would have to
Those
go
little
over
things.
it, but I think the
Yeah.
start of the conversation of just getting, the town to, look into seeing, if we can put up these signs is the first step. But I think it's really great that we've got these CDs and all the graphics all ready to go, at the Mound House, so,
QR code still works.
great, that's great.
If
So we
you
don't
rec-
have to.
If you recall from last meeting, you asked me to go to council and check on some things for you, and I did. It was
Me?
about this committee. It was about the dog signage. And according to Jeff Hauge, Director of Public Works, those are included as part of the beach access signs. And Public Works is in the process now of getting those together to be put back at the beach accesses. I'm not sure where in the process they are, so if you want to have some specific input, I would suggest somebody get with Jeff to do that. You also asked about enforcement. I checked with Tom Yazzo with our, gosh, Chad, can you remember, there used to be Rangers, now what do they call them? We call them
Rangers, yeah. Well, they used to be Beach Patrol, now they're Rangers.
Rangers, okay. Rangers do not have the authority to ticket dogs running on the beach. That's a Lee County Sheriff's Office thing that has to be done through them. The Rangers do educate the folks about dogs running loose on the beach. So that takes care of that. And the last one came from Leo Sand wanting information about dogs, the leash law or ordinance with short-term rental contracts. And I put that forward to those folks to address that there as well.
Thank you.
Okay, so
So
if they're working on the signage now, to replace the signage, is there any way we can take a look at what's going in, or are they just putting the old signs back up?
My guess is we may already have some of the old signs made and they're ready to be put up, but again, I can double check with Jeff. I'm not sure how much input there may be at this stage. I feel like I've seen these signs waiting to be put up
Okay.
already, but I'll double check that.
Well, if they're made and getting ready to go up, then I guess the opportunity may have slipped by, but we can take a look at revising signs as they come in for replacement or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, with a little bit of marketing signs, you know, you really only get, people don't read a lot.
I know.
It's kind of what they see in a 1 second passing or less is kind of what they take home. So less can be more. I think this committee in years past has talked about signs that you can change out to kind of mix it up. You know, you just have something that you hang that's a little bit more seasonal and pertinent to what's happening. You know, you only really need to do the Stingray Shuffle during the summer. You know, it's when there's more of an issue. Maybe dogs are more pertinent during shorebird season around the CWA especially. You know, it's not that any one of those things is not important, but some things may be more pertinent at different times of the year. And then that way you have kind of the most important messages that you're putting front and center, and maybe, you know, 5 words or less to kind of
Right.
drive that message home. Whereas we have, you know, the billboard with, the encyclopedia right here.
Yeah, and I always look at prohibitive activities, and that just has such a negative connotation to
I
it.
thought the same thing. It's like,
Welcome
It's
to
like,
government.
here, you can come here, but here's what you can't do.
what's the,
You
what's
know.
the sandwich method?
Yeah.
Good, negative, good. We
It's
need
kind of like the
something
guy,
that.
you know, you get a 5-minute shower, and this is not a spa.
Just to put it on record, I just wanted to, I had a conversation with Eve Haversfield, and she would like FWC put on these signs in case of an injured animal.
Not just crow.
Not just, no, Turtle Time is on here.
No, I know, but right now it has crow's
She
number.
would like Turtle, or FWC before Turtle Time in the report dead or injured sea turtles, because she gets calls from all over
Oh, I
Florida
see.
otherwise, so
Yeah.
it's really should be FWC, you know, and then Turtle Time on
Well,
that sign,
FWC
if it could be
reaches out.
changed.
Yeah, FWC reaches out to us if
Mm-hmm.
needed. So yeah, call FWC instead.
Yeah. That, I think that, and then, let's see, to release.
Is there a
balloons.
statewide ban on cigarettes in Florida? Smoking on the beach? I know that was.
Not that
talked
I'm
about.
aware of. I think Lee County just instituted something, and I believe Wood down the road probably be looking at that as well.
It was being talked about at one point, so I was just wondering whether or not that was, having that in here specifically, no cigarette butts, may be not necessary, but if it's not a law now. And is this just for the public parks, or is this all of Fort Myers Beach?
So the signs are different. The signs were different at the public beach accesses, but this was specifically for Newton Park sign. There was a lot of really cool educational signs at our parks. Newton Park had quite a few. I've got them, and I'll send them to Chad so he can send them to you all. Very similar to on page 2 with the you can help our sea turtles and shorebird sign. It was just educational and fun facts that you would find at Newton Park.
Okay.
And I think Lynn Hall Park had some too, but that was through the county.
But no alcohol is specifically for Newton Park,
I believe it's all,
All parks.
Yeah, I think that's the whole
the whole beach.
beach.
The whole beach.
I don't think it's enforced.
The whole public beach.
Yeah, it's not really enforced.
I hope not, at least in my backyard.
Not in my backyard. Okay, so I think,
So who is going to get with Jeff Hockey and look over what signs?
Again, I would encourage the committee to work through the proper channel, advise town council, and let it go that way.
get direction from the council.
I think that that's a better way to proceed.
Okay,
We're all busy, and
Sorry, I thought you said someone should get with Jeff on that.
well, I understand what Councilman King said, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to that, but I do think that that's, just being a staff member, it seems to flow better that way when it comes from our boss.
I'll bring it up at council at their next meeting on my report.
Do we move a motion to go to town council with maybe some changes to signs, or to at least
Well,
get some sort of eyes on the signs before they're
Yeah,
put up?
firstly, I motion to go to council and find out where we are currently with whether they're in storage, whether they are being
Yeah,
redesigned.
I was gonna suggest I can get with Jeff, and next meeting, we can have a presentation of all the signs.
Yeah. And then go to council after we're up to date
I
on
think that
everything.
would help.
Yeah.
Yes.
That'd be good.
Excellent.
So you're moving a motion?
Yeah, I motion that we hold tight until we get the report from Chad as to where we are exactly, and then,
You don't need a motion.
Yes.
okay, well, I say we do that then.
Okay. I concur with that. I think we should follow protocol and let the staff do what the staff does, and then we can advise council after we've taken a look at where we are in the process.
In the meantime, maybe we can each take what Jen has prepared and like have our ideas for what we think could be added,
Right.
taken away, made more
Exactly.
happy, friendly, welcoming,
Exactly.
and educational.
Okay?
Yep, that's great.
All right. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Jen, for bringing this in.
Yeah.
That was very helpful.
Very, very
Okay,
good.
next item is Arbor Day, January 16th. And I asked to put this on the agenda. I can think of nothing that we as an advisory committee can do more to help bring stability for the island and greenery back in the island than to turn around and promote Arbor Day. And every citizen, every homeowner here should be encouraged to go out and plant a tree. That's what Arbor Day is for. And if we did that every Arbor Day for the next decade, we can replace every tree that got destroyed by Ian and bring back a lot of foliage there. So I would like to advise the town council to do what we can to encourage, support, and acknowledge Arbor Day, and even if it means having some of the counselors out watching a tree get planted, and make a big deal out of it. Let's bring our home back. Let's plant some trees, get some green back on the island, and get some stability on the sand. We don't have to dictate a tree, we can just say you can plant a palm, you can plant an oak, you can plant whatever you want, but everybody should plant a tree. And that's not asking too much for any homeowner.
As long as it's a native tree.
A native tree.
Yeah, non-invasive native.
Not invasive, yeah, we'd really like not to have an invasive pine.
Okay.
So, if the committee is in support of that, I would like to also take that in front of the council on my next report.
Well, what is it we're taking?
We're going to advise the council that we'd like them to recognize Arbor Day rather than just having it as a day on the calendar and make it a Fort Myers Beach Arbor Day.
For us to be, I see what you say, you just want to bring a light to it, like say, hey, we're encouraging people to do this. Could we, is there something in our budget where we could purchase some trees from the native plant store or a native place, little saplings or whatever size, and have them available for people who are interested?
So, and back in, I think, 2020, Murph actually did that.
Yeah.
The town bought some trees, and you would call up or come to the town hall and show that you're a resident and that you would like a tree. And I believe we gave away Gumbo Limbo's, what was it?
Maybe sea grapes?
No, it wasn't Sea Grape, it was another tree. Anyhow, we had two to choose from, and people loved it. And we met up at Bay Oaks, and people would come, and the town gave away a free tree
Yeah.
to anyone who wanted one.
And
And I think it's amazing,
and
and we need that more than ever.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great idea, however,
The budget.
watching the budget meetings, in length, I don't think this is a good year for us to go to the town and say, we'd like to see if you can spring some cash
Could
to
we-
buy free trees for everybody.
Could we do a fundraising event for, I know everybody's strapped, and I know it's a touchy subject, but is there a fundraising event, for like a lot of people that, vacation here or some kind of fundraising where we can raise donations, and then with whatever we raise, that's how many trees we buy, and then we make that available to whoever's interested?
I can reach out to both of the publications that are on the beach and see if, what kind of traction we can get on that.
Yeah.
And I'd be more than happy to contact Beach Observer and Beach Talk Radio and see if there's something we can do to help
Yeah.
generate some funds, get some trees and try and put them in. Counselor, do you see any issues with that from the town council?
I would suggest getting with the town attorney because I know when the Anchorage Advisory Committee was doing a fundraiser, they had to get certain things cleared through the town attorney.
Okay,
And I believe the funds actually go to the town and then can be dispersed back to the committee.
okay.
And
Thank you.
And I'm sure with something like that, I'm not sure, but I would hope that something like this, wherever we get the plants too, they would give us a nice deal because most of the people and the foundations that run those places are very pro, doing these
Right.
kind of
Well,
things.
Cash first and then you negotiate.
Yeah, yeah.
That's great.
Okay,
Now, just to, again, piggyback on that, I just wanted to ask Chad there, or to bring it up to the committee too, is that we have a lot of dead trees on the north end that's on the sidewalks, and that area, we don't own the sidewalks on most of the island, but we do on the north end. And we have a lot of dead palm trees, I think roughly about 17 dead ones that should be taken down, and I would like to see it replaced, but maybe that question is for you. Are you familiar with?
Yep, we're working with Public Works. That's on the list to do to get the dead and damaged trees out of there and get them replaced with some trees we got a grant for from FDACS.
Did you guys, did the town actually replace in front of Dolphin Inn, I believe it is, or Dolphin Resort, those queen palms? There's like 10 of them,
I think that those are Royal Palms.
royal palms.
And I believe that that was done by I'm assuming by the condo, but I'm not aware of the inner workings of those installations.
So the private property owners can plant what they want in those areas, even though it's town property? I mean, do they have to get a permit, or do they have to go through the town, or do they just have access to plant whatever they want?
I can check to see what the policy of the town is for you.
Okay, cool.
You're giving yourself a long list there, Chad.
okay. That pretty much takes us to the end of the items. So now we'll start with member items. I'll start down with Mr. Althoff.
I'm good right now.
So a few months ago, we had the discussion about the Australian pines, and I'm sorry to keep beating the drum on this, but I've got 3 of them in my backyard that are over 20 feet tall. And I see them from my yard going down towards the north. The last time we discussed it, we thought it would be best to schedule something after turtle season, after November the 1st. So I would like to get that in the works of some sort, so that we can start figuring out what to do and how to do it and get it done before February.
You mean removed? You
Yeah.
want the Australian pines on your property removed?
I want them removed. They're all down the beach.
Oh,
They're extremely
Not just your
invasive.
property, the whole.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna need to approach it from a couple of different perspectives. There's gonna have to be some type of a survey where they are. We have lots of private property, lots on both sides of Estero Boulevard that have been cleared out. There are no longer any dwellings there, or any structures. And for some reason, since Ian, they seem to have just taken over. I mean, they're coming up everywhere. And I see them 10, 15, 20 foot tall all over the island. Those private property owners somehow, the town is gonna have to contact them and ask for permission for them to be removed. The beach area, I think, is under the town's jurisdiction. The critical wildlife area, is my understanding, FWC only has jurisdiction over the critical wildlife area during the beginning of bird season through the end of turtle season. And outside of that, the town still has jurisdiction over the critical wildlife area. So if we could get something organized, I think that in a couple of weekends, maybe it could be done. They've got these little battery-powered chainsaws that have a little blade on them about this long. I've talked to a couple of arborists. The trunks, you can't just cut them off. You have to kill the stump. And so what I've been told is you drill a hole down through the middle of the stump after you cut the tree off, and you put something in that hole. So you've got to have, somehow, and it has to be done, the town can do it, but it has to be done by someone that's licensed to use the chemical. An individual that's not licensed can't use, the chemical that would kill the tree. So we would have to get a chemical company that deals in herbicides and such to possibly get involved also, to go around and put the poison in the stump. As far as identifying the trees, I mean, they're very, very easily recognizable. They could all be marked with a ribbon of, an orange or a pink ribbon, and to be cut. And as the property owners are contacted and the town gets permission to take them out. I can't imagine, I mean, there'll be a few people that object to it. They're like, oh, well, they're pretty, I want to keep them, whatever. Well, if they're on private property, Chad, correct me if I'm wrong, if they're on private property, I don't think you can force them into allowing you to cut them down, but.
If it's a multifamily or commercial per Chapter 10 of the LDC, we do have some teeth there. And we've been putting that into our permits, and in general, they, whenever they do the development, that happens regardless, and we have the conditions in there to maintain it in perpetuity as it states in the code. Not so much with private property. I can get with the town attorney to see her interpretation, and the planners to see their interpretation of the LDC, to see if that particular snippet of code would apply to single-family residences. But in the past, we've done it, and it's on the list to get it done in the CWA as we've done it in the past. And I'm aware of some of the properties that you're mentioning, private properties, especially along the beachfront, that have been inundated with Australian pines, and it's also on the list to get in touch with them, and either with, I think, Keep Lee County Beautiful or SISMA or some of those organizations that may have some volunteer forces to help us out, as well as Friends of Little Estero, if y'all had some elbow grease to share. And
Well, that's one of the reasons why I was mentioning it too, because during the winter, a lot of my neighbors are there all through the winter, and so we have a lot more manpower in the winter as far as volunteers. And I want to make one thing clear too. I'm not advocating that we be like the Gestapo. Everyone here knows my history and how protective I am of everyone's personal property rights. And so, but that being said, if there was someone that objected to having them removed from their property, I would encourage them to take care of it, to manicure it, the seeds are quite noticeable when this thing starts seeding. Some way to keep the seeds from going all over everywhere, whatever. They can be, I believe they can be managed, but right now they're just everywhere. They're covering up everything.
Yep, I'm in agreement, work with, not against, and I hear you loud and clear.
That's all. That's the only thing I've got.
Okay, thank you, Ed.
Nothing.
Brett?
Not much for me, other than I just wanted to draw attention, the planting that has been done on the berms, now dunes, is looking really good. I still see vehicle tracks over them here and there. Some people still walking over them, not really understanding that, that's not gonna help them, but otherwise, I think it looks great, and I'm really excited to see that coming along.
Yep, Earth Balance, I'm very satisfied with the quality of plants that they provided, and they really benefited from the recent rains that we've had. and they're coming along. You know, thus far, the community, vast majority has been very supportive. We've had a couple of pushbacks and reconfigurations, and we're working through that, but overall, the project has been a success.
Something that I was researching, I know there are property owners on the island, and a lot of them said no to the berm and no to the dunes and the planting. And I encourage those property owners, a lot of the reason they say no to the dunes is because of the view. They're afraid it'll obstruct the view of their property. And just a couple of things I wanted to educate about that. The dunes that you get up in New England or in the Carolinas that are, 10, 15, 20 feet tall, that can't happen on our island. The topography just is not the same. Our dunes at most will get, 3, 4 feet maybe at the highest?
No, they can get taller.
But they're not going to get 20, they're not going to get 10, 15 feet like those. Anyway, I was looking at the topography, and they're not going to get.
It's not going to be the same look as a North Carolina
Right.
dune, sure.
And my point is just as these new dunes and the berms are coming in, take a look at them and just rethink it a little bit, because it really is for the benefit of your property and the island that we have a strong beachfront. That's my point.
I have a question too. Remember when Professor Daly came and spoke with us in the beginning of the year? Do any of you all remember that?
Yes,
They had said that they were gonna give the town
that's on
a
my,
report.
that's on my thing that I'm gonna ask Chad when I get to my turn.
Oh.
Stepping
Well, that's
on
all.
the
That's
toe, the
that's
chair
all I have to
toes.
say. So go ahead,
But
take it
no,
away.
since we have it, Chad, have we had any contact from the professor and getting the results of the,
I haven't, but I think I have a meeting or a workshop over at FGCU regarding climate change or resilience or both, with Dr. Savarese soon. It's on my calendar. I don't recall the exact date. Back to Rob's point, what I've found most compelling to property owners, to getting them to buy into that dune management plan, is them not feeling forced. It's the regulatory liability. It's much like mangroves. They have it on their property and then they can't control it, and it's mitigation dollars and lack of control. Once they read the dune management plan, they understand that that dune can grow, it can expand, et cetera, and they can bring it back to that line that we're gonna create in the as-builts via GIS technology. They realize that they have control, and it's not somebody telling them what they have to do, they have control over it, and it's just a human psychological condition that whenever somebody's telling us what to do, we don't wanna do it.
Right.
But whenever we have control, who cares? So, that's been probably the biggest selling point. So I continue to encourage property owners. We're gonna continue to manage the beach and place sand on the beach. We have it in our permit to do hotspot maintenance and add sand to the beach. So if you're concerned that your property has lack of elevation, lack of, just protection from the Gulf and surge waters, which those dune vegetation can and will help in the future, please just reach out. To Rob's point, more vegetation is better. Those dune plants will collect sand, and that's just like interest in the bank for whenever it does come time to pay the piper of Mother Nature. So more plantings is better, and just if you do want to get onto the program and be able to enjoy the benefits of the dune management plan, which include maintaining your vegetation in place, if you so choose, maintaining the dune height, rope and bollard without needing a permit, because it's already permitted in our JCP from the Florida Department of Environmental Protection. Just send me an email or reach out, give me a call, and we're happy to work through the concerns.
Well, since we're on it, can I ask you a question? Or is it
Go
my
ahead.
turn? Okay, in regards, I gave you a packet in regards to the dune plants that were put in, if you could turn to page 3. This is a picture taken at Bowditch Point. And, they've got it all marked off to give those little plants a chance to grow. And if you turn the page, this is at Newton. And you can see we don't have anything to protect those dune plants that were just planted. In fact, in this picture, you can see tire tracks that people went right over those plants.
Turtle Time was gracious enough to donate those yellow stakes to Bowditch and to Pink Shell. And I don't want to speak for them, but there's a lot of those stakes, and I don't know if,
If we could
the-
just maybe even, talk to council and see if it would be okay, or the town staff to see if we could just do, at the entrances, just to,
Yep.
I'm
Yep,
just
so that's
saying that-
already in the works. We've already gotten stakes and Public Works has already been out there and they are marking off the vegetation.
That's what I was gonna say.
And we're
Give them
also,
some more stakes.
I also, do we still have a projector? Does the town have a projector? So the public can see what we're talking about, the pictures and any information that we have. We used to have a projector that we could actually,
I'm not sure. We do have TVs.
Yeah,
I think if we can get maybe some electronic files in time, it could be possible for our IT to place it up on the TVs and click the toggle button for the display.
Yeah, if if anyone on the committee is planning on bringing in something that we're discussing, they should submit it to Chad ahead of time.
Yeah, definitely, don't take my, precedence and, timeliness in, submittals. Get it in maybe a week ahead of time.
And that way the staff can prepare it so that it's on an overhead,
and I don't have to print it all.
so you don't have to print it all.
Okay.
And that way it's,
Yeah, PowerPoints work well, PDFs work well. We may be able to make JPEGs work, but, no PDFs, no JPEGs. PDFs and PowerPoints are best. So submit that and I can work with, Josh and our fabulous IT team to have it available to the public.
okay,
Is it still my turn? Or
Yes.
you go?
you're,
I have a lot, so let me just, before I get into my list, I have 3 cards here. We did receive 2 checks from the Alex King Group. And it was just perfect amount for, it was a check for 2,000 and a check for 300. So we have now, I believe, about 8,900. I wrote it down somewhere, but we have just enough to print 20,000 books and pay Macy Knoll, the graphic artist, to
You can buy a
finish
lot of
everything.
trees with that too.
So, this is just an idea. I mean, if I had it my way, I would print 1 million books, children's books, but it is not my book, it's the Murph book. And so if, for 15,000, we would have an additional, I think, $1,700. I don't know how many trees we can buy or
I was gonna
plants
say,
we
you
can
buy a couple
with
trees with that.
But, we have to be able to offer, well, I guess we can do a limited amount. That is something that you guys, I can't make that decision because I, of course, want all the money to go towards children's books, but we can print 15,000 books and then use the remainder for plants or whatever we can get for the remainder for Arbor Fest or Arbor Day. But that's.
were there any
up to-
conditions on the money coming in?
No, I mean, well, yeah, I mean, I think they all were hoping that the money would go to the children's books. I mean, that's what, why they gave it to us, but I also, it's to Murph, so that is, it's our discretion how we spend the money.
Okay,
And 15,000 is still a lot, and I've
That's
been
a lot of
told by
books.
other people on the island that moving forward, they're gonna continue to give us contributions, which is really amazing because we're not a 503c1. It's not a tax write-off. We are the town. So by giving this money, they're not gaining anything except maybe their name on the back of the book with a QR code.
So if we do, what did you say, 15,000?
15,000, I believe, okay. I've got it, hold on.
It's amazing. Just love that book.
It's very worth it.
Okay, so for 15,000, just pulling up the quote.
You can just round it up. And
I
we
think it's
don't-
like 6,800
Okay.
for
That-
15,000, and then for 20,000, it's about 7,900.
And what do we have?
So
in-
it's about 1,900 that would be the difference. 1,900 to 2,000 would be the difference that we
Okay.
would have left over if we went with the 15,000.
Then I would make a motion that we print 15,000, use the balance of the funds to be determined at the next meeting, in case we want to either go with turtle cards if we need it, or if we want to put some towards Arbor Day.
Okay, I'd second that.
Yeah.
Okay? Any further discussion? Okay. All those in favor of having another 15,000 and using the money at a later date, say aye. 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 Opposed?
Opposed?
Okay. All right. Didn't mean to rain on your parade.
Well,
but
I'm
thank
the
you.
one that brought it up, and I actually thought about that too. I'm just, you know,
What do you think it should be?
oh, like I said, I just want all the books.
Yeah.
As many little hands that could have a book, the better.
Yeah.
But I do understand it's a committee, it's not, you know, we have to, you
Well,
know,
Thank you
come
for sharing.
together. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you
Right.
for going against my wishes. Just kidding. Okay, but I'm not done. So I do have 3 cards. Also with the books that we're getting, I have been really nervous. I think I mentioned that last meeting about ordering them because I store them in my garage, and, you know, with the 3 floods in a couple years, I've been really nervous about that. Well, the library kindly offered to store them all.
Excellent.
Yes, but I will need some help getting them up, and we've got, so any volunteers, once we get the books, to help me, you know, get them up in the elevator and in the storage room would be greatly
Okay.
appreciated. I have 3 cards I would like everyone to sign. A thank you to the library, a thank you to Alex King for donating $2,300 towards the books, or plans, or whatever we decide, and one for the chamber, who also donated over $2,000 towards the books as well.
Okay.
Okay, so if I can pass these around, just say thank you.
Nobody gets to leave unless you sign.
Yeah, no,
Start them down there.
Okay.
If you
Okay.
need a pen, I have one.
Did,
I'm still not done. I still have lots on my list.
not to go back or go against the vote or anything, do you think who gave us that money would be upset if we didn't use them on the books?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, because it's all, you know,
Yeah.
really,
Okay.
I mean, most of it, 2,000 is very little compared to, so I think they would be happy with whatever, because if we do Arbor Day, we'll definitely give them a thank you for
Sure.
their contribution towards giving out plant or educational material.
Okay. Sorry.
Moving along.
I'm sorry.
Don't do that. Okay. So then there's another picture. And this is, and I've already brought it up to, I'm on the Anchorage Committee, I already brought this up, and this was, this picture, I walk by there every morning, and this picture, what I saw was very disturbing to me, and it was a holiday, so keep that in mind. What you're looking at is the garbage cans for the mooring field people, and it's underneath the bridge. As you can see, these garbage cans are filling up and overflowing right on the waterway. All it would take is a bird to get into that, break a bag open, and that garbage is in our waterway and causes major damage to our ecosystem and our waterways, and it's.
Do you think having a dumpster would be a better opportunity?
So I brought that up to the committee, and I don't know if there was any, if the town has thought of something else, but it is a Lee County ordinance and our own town ordinance that all receptacles and garbage cans and recycle bins need to be contained, shielded. You should not be able to see this. I mean, our visitors and our people walking by should not see this.
This is Anchorage, this is part of the Anchorage.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so,
I brought it up to him, but I'm bringing it up to you because it is an environmental issue, and I'm just honestly just putting it out there, and I want to put a little pressure on people to get this taken care of so it can't be seen. This garbage should not be seen. It shouldn't be overflowing. It should have been not an issue. So I'm just letting you all know.
thank you.
Yep. Okay. 35th Annual American Sand Sculpting Championship Beach Festival. Murph was invited to participate. We are going to be participating. We're going to have a pop-up there on just Saturday. It'll be from 10 to 5. I've broken it off into two sections, so like a 9 to 1, and then a 12 to 5. And I need hands and people to help me. That would be, educating, talking about anything we talk about. We just have to remind ourselves that we are, have to follow the sunshine laws. So it's important that if we are talking to people that we're not doing it in front of each other. But if you know someone else that might want to help me, that would be great too.
Well, let's think about the sunshine law, Jennifer. What you cannot discuss is things that would come before the committee.
Correct.
You can have people there to discuss whatever, as long as it doesn't come before the committee.
Correct.
As a vote.
Exactly. And then so that's a 22nd of November, so just to let you know, 22nd of November. Then we also have the Fort Myers Beach Women's Club 8th Annual Christmas Tree Festival and Auction on December 12th and 13th. And I'll have a tree there, not for Murph, but for Turtle Time. Oh, I also wanted to just to inform everyone, Matanzas Pass Park, the trail is being redone. Super exciting. I love that little trail. And I noticed the other day when I drove by that they have a fence. It's all fenced off, so you can't get to the historical house or the Matanzas Pass Preserve right now until they fix it. I do want to ask about the Veterans Park lights. Do either you, Chad or Councilman King, know who put those lights up? Frankie's in the audience, maybe he knows. Do you know who put those solar lights up at Veterans Park?
The town did for public safety. Good morning, Frankie Kropacek, Director of Community Development. The town did put some solar lights up for public safety. They're going to stay up until we can find suitable lighting to replace that. With the influx of people downtown area this time of year and going forward, until we have concrete lighting put in, which the project should be kicking off here close after the holidays. That's the best solution that we can come up with.
So you'll be replacing it with the same lights that were there before, which is
No,
all amber?
We're gonna be replacing it with suitable lighting that meets the town's lighting code that was never there before.
No, we have amber lights that were there.
They were, but they were the wrong wavelength. They were not,
So it'll be the proper all amber solution wavelength
yes.
lighting.
The same fixtures that we're gonna use on Old San Carlos from Bayside Veterans all the way through Times Square are the same fixtures that Aspire and FPL are providing the town right now.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any ideas, Councilman King or Chad, about the garbage cans underneath the bridge?
I thought you brought that up last month and Curtis addressed it when he
Yeah.
was here sitting in for Chad.
He didn't, no, he didn't address it. I mean, I'm talking about a better solution on how to store our waste.
So this happens not only in Fort Myers Beach, but anywhere where you have holiday traffic that you don't necessarily expect. I have full confidence in Kurt's team that they'll look into it and add additional capacity in the future and address these problems.
Okay. I'm not, this is in no way, a dig at staff. I'm just wanting to know why it is all restaurants have to conceal. We need to lead by example. And I just feel as though having garbage near the bay is a bad bug.
We hear you and we agree, and we will address the problem.
Thank you. And I think that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I just have a few quick things. Number one, the town council at their last meeting gave us approval to use the Fort Myers Beach logo on our newly created Murph Award. And we thank the council for that. It's a wonderful thing, and we had, I believe, 4 that the Friends of Little Estero Boulevard had purchased, that we could pay it forward. And I would like to publicly go on record and say I would like to give a $500 donation to Friends of Little Estero Boulevard for the express purpose of buying additional Murph trophies so that we can award some to past recipients and have enough going forward for at least however long $500 lasts. So with that,
We appreciate it.
all right, and that's the only item I have, so,
Did everyone sign the card?
It's the Friends of Little Estero Island.
All 3 of
and
them?
Friends of Little Estero Island,
Library.
yes, sorry.
It doesn't matter. Library, chamber, water,
And that's all I have.
Alex.
So, with that, that's the end of our members' items. Staff update.
Aren't they cute?
Chad, you're up.
Alrighty, so we are complete with our beach renourishment. There are some hot spots and low-lying areas that are within the template that the contractor didn't do as well as we'd liked, but given the timeline and the overages, they had outstayed their welcome, and we were ready to button it up and get moving on. So we will be addressing that in a trucking project that's going to work with our finance director and see how much budget we have, and with our grants that we have available, and see what we can get done. We have planted some 160,000 dune vegetation plants across Estero Island, wherever we could. We're very happy with the properties that have taken advantage of additional plantings. We've had several, including Islands End, Bermuda Dunes, Leonardo Arms, the Newton Park also took additional plantings, and Diamond Head as well. So very proud of those properties. It's great for resilience, especially in those areas that are more erosional. That again is just putting sand in the bank for when we need it, when rough weather arrives. So Again, I encourage any residents, if you notice that you didn't get dune vegetation and you want it, please reach out. I'm happy to help and get some dune plants in there so that we can get a more resilient beach, stabilize the investment in sand that the town has made, and help protect the upland property and infrastructure. We will be coming back with additional phases of dune vegetation for properties that want to take advantage of that. So please, again, reach out to me if you are interested in that. I am drinking water through a fire hose right now with the workload, but if I don't get back to you right away, just, don't feel bad for calling me, emailing me, and then doing it again. It's no worry. But there, definitely encourage people to take advantage of the vegetation, and a big thank you to the state of Florida for all the grant funding that's making this possible. Other than that, just, reviewing developments and permits for lighting and landscaping and getting us built back better and better for the environment. So that's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
Where did you get your shirt?
Island Trends, which is located on Marco Island, which happens to also be my dad. Thank you for asking.
It's cool.
All right, thank you, Chad.
Chad,
And- Go ahead.
Chad, a question. On the south end, it seems like there's a bunch of tracks from trucks and maybe gators or golf carts
Where at, sorry?
on the south end of the island.
It may have been me.
All right. Did you come up the dune too? There seems to be,
I've been using the accesses. I don't drive over the plants, so if it's over the plants, that's not me. But I have been patrolling those plantings to see how they're taking and noting any issues. Unfortunately, in front of one house, I think somebody pulled out half dozen or so of the gallon sea oats, which was unfortunate to see. It looked like it was just, I don't know, it could have just been a kid that started yanking them out until mom said stop, who knows? But overall, everything's looking really good. But yeah, just patrolling that and seeing how things are looking, and seeing where there's gaps and making sure that everybody's happy.
all right. One set of tracks was right on the dune though, so that's why I wouldn't think that would be you.
Where at?
In front of our condo.
Yeah, so the berm that you don't want planted, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, so that was me.
Okay. The one covered with weeds, is that what that is?
So the majority of that vegetation is the crow's foot, which is a invasive
Weed.
grass, yeah.
Okay. All right.
But it does help stabilize, and it's pretty hardy.
Okay.
And we're still working on, actually I had a call with FWC this morning with regards to the vegetation alignment along the CWA.
Okay. Whenever you get a chance, will you get the answer, let me know.
Yes, sir. You'll be the first to know.
Okay. All right,
Oh.
any other questions for Chad?
Just another update, yeah, I know there's been some questions about sand spurs, as well as the stakes. We already addressed the stakes, so town staff is banging in yellow stakes and some other wooden stakes to delineate the dune plantings and asking people to stay off. I'm in two minds about whether or not you put some sort of string across it, because whenever something happens, then all of a sudden you're knocking over a lot of the stakes instead of, most people understand what, if somebody's going to walk across it, they're going to walk across it no matter what, even if the stakes are there. But I think the yellow stakes do help delineate both where the vegetation is and where the accesses are. So we are working on that. We've focused on the downtown area where we have the most foot traffic first, and going to start banging in stakes down the accesses and any other problem areas that we see. I'm not sure if it's necessary to put, 7 miles of stakes out there. I think down south that's mostly residents, and, as visitors come back, and we'll address problems as we see. If we see a lot of foot traffic across the dunes, we will certainly address it. But getting back to the sand spurs, so Public Works staff, there's been some infestations of sand spurs, especially in the 7,000 and 8,000 blocks. So there's that little U-shaped hoe, which you can be pretty surgical with derooting those sand spurs and putting them in the supplied some husky trash cans and getting those sand spurs and removing those out of there. That is a one-time deal. We're not saying that Public Works and town staff are going to maintain that in perpetuity. As the dune management plan stipulates, it is the property owner's responsibility to maintain their property in accordance with the dune management plan. But I thought it was important to make it clear not only where not to walk, but also to make it clear where you can walk and clear out the accesses that were made, as well as remove those sand spurs so that people can enjoy that, the runway that's behind the lagoon, and traverse the beach and enjoy that lateral access.
I've definitely noticed more sand spurs, even just, walking on my driveway, and I don't have any, but I think the wind carries them and
Sure.
growing, on not just the beach side, but on, on the streets where the lots aren't being kept up, they're growing like weeds.
Yeah, there's a little U-shaped hoe that is very efficient in pulling out grasses and that. And the best way to get rid of sand spurs is remove the sand, the seed bank. So it may take a few iterations of getting rid of them. And once you get an eye for what they look like, even without the spurs being present, within a month or two, especially in the dry season, you can get rid of them.
Okay, that's good to know. I just thought of something.
You might want to turn on that microphone. I don't know if you're
It's
being
on.
heard. Yeah.
It's on.
Yep. I'm just not hearing you like I'm hearing me.
Okay, so I volunteered with the Community Foundation. Thank you, by the way, for hosting the Coastal Community Clean the Beach Day. And we had a lot of people show up, which was awesome. It was at the school. And they went on the beach and they said, well, there wasn't much garbage to pick up off the beach. The town does a great job at going and picking up all the garbage every morning. So I just wanted to put that out there, that it's awesome. But a lot of people said it, your beaches seem pretty clean. It's your side streets and the construction lots that are filthy. Cigarette butts, food containers, plastic water bottles. I mean, the garbage was galore. And that was the feedback we were getting. And I thought to myself, how if it's a construction site, maybe if it's a large construction site, they have to have the outhouses, or what do you call them? The poop cans, porta potties. Do they have to also supply a garbage can? I know that they have like debris canisters to put debris in, but you can't just put anything in those dumpsters. It just is construction debris. Do they, when they get a permit, do they also have to provide their workers with a garbage can?
Yeah, so this is an issue that in my years of working with municipalities, it's been an issue. Construction sites, the subs that come in and out and are not as cognizant of litter as you would hope, and just throwing stuff everywhere. It's an issue. And then even when they throw it in the dumpster where it's open air, crows and birds getting in there and going after food and whatnot is an issue. And you'd always wish that they'd have a separate can where it would be a closed wildlife-proof lid. That's not something that we require to my knowledge, but I will definitely acknowledge that is an issue. And we can certainly work with the building official and their team to maybe get a public service announcement out to the contractors and be more cognizant of a construction site maintenance expectations of the town. And we can also make our code people cognizant of that so they can at least educate whenever they see it and having other conversations with the contractors and their subs.
That would be awesome, because I started paying attention a little bit more after I received all that feedback from people, and I rode my bike up and down, and you can't walk on people's property without, approval to go pick up garbage. So you're looking onto someone's property and you see a ton of litter, but you can't go on there to pick it up. And yet that's gonna get blown away or washed away in a storm. So it's disheartening, because we're trying to build back, we're trying to beautify our island again. And so I really appreciate that, Chad. If you could do what you just said, that would be amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving on, the next item is public comment. Do we have anyone in the audience for public comment? Seeing none, I'll close public comment.
Mr. Chair, we did skip the Florida Sunshine Law training set for October 22nd from 10 to noon.
Yes. And Chad, were you gonna talk about that, or?
We will have a Florida Sunshine Law training on October
22nd,
22nd.
from 10 to noon.
We'll send
that's
y'all,
here.
we'll send y'all an invite.
And that's here.
Theoretically, yes, sir.
Okay, so
Okay,
that should be, everyone on the committee should come in
okay.
and attend the meeting. Thank you. All right. Public comments closed. Murphy Ward.
Oh.
I would like to see if, I'd like to nominate, and I apologize, I left my phone in the truck. The two, and I don't know how to do this, Chad probably would know, the two girls, the two FWC girls, Brianna and her helper. I don't remember Brianna's last name, and I don't remember her helper's name. I had them on my phone, but as I said, I left the phone in the truck. I don't know if we could, I'd like to nominate them for the award. I don't know if we can give one award to two people. They're a team, I guess. They work together. They've
We've done
been,
it in the past.
yeah, they've been working behind our houses on the south end. They were out there relentlessly all June and July and probably in August. I left, was gone most of August. In the heat, they wear their uniforms. I went out there a couple of times while they were out there. They were hauling traps. They were going all the way down to Carlos Pass, hauling traps all behind the condos up to where the critical wildlife area starts. The poor girls, I mean, they're hauling those traps and making 2 and 3 trips and wringing wet with sweat. And they're setting the traps out trying to catch the iguanas, and I guess the iguanas eat the bird eggs or something? Is that what why they're trying to,
Yes.
okay. Anyway, I don't know how successful they were with that endeavor, but anyway, and then they were relocating traps every few days. I gave them permission. I told them that they could use the walkover. I told them to park it, that there's a vacant lot across the street. That I know the gentleman that owns that property, and he certainly wouldn't mind. I told him to park over there and come across the street and use the walkover, because the walkover goes right out to the very end of the critical wildlife area, and they didn't have to go all the way to Big Carlos Pass. But anyway, long story short, I don't know if we would give each one of them an award, or if I would nominate the two of them together for one award. I'd like a little bit of input on that, but anyway, nonetheless, I would like to nominate them, whether it's an individual award or a joint award.
Do you have
For
pictures? Did you get pictures
a picture
of them, of Bree and her assistant?
I didn't get a
Okay.
picture of them. And Chad knows their names. What are their names, Chad?
Brianna Frankel and I have not met the assistant. I believe I have it in my email, though.
Okay.
I could,
right.
maybe dig it
Anyway,
up.
we can get the correct name and sort that out. But anyway, that's who I'd like to nominate.
I know that when I received the Murph Award, it was with another person, two of us at the same time.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I have a nomination,
Okay,
okay? It's, they're the College Hunks. Is anyone familiar with College Hunks? They actually have a Halloween.
Well, yes, I am. Thanks for asking.
Just wait, I saw that look on your face.
I do have pictures, by the way. They came and they have helped out many areas of Lee County. They partner up with Keep Lee County Beautiful, and they, at any beach cleanup, at any, cleanup in Lee County and even in other areas, they go and take their time and go and pick up all the garbage and dispose of it. And here's a picture, and you can go ahead and hand it down.
What were their names?
And they're really sweet.
College hunks.
Well, I can read you.
On college.
I have their information, I have all their names in the
I've never seen
picture.
that.
And they were lovely, and they did such a great job, and they do it out of the kindness of their heart. They really do.
Is it a nonprofit, College Hunks?
No, it's a business.
It's a business.
But
Okay.
they,
Well, I mean, yeah.
but they volunteer their time to come and pick up garbage,
okay.
Super.
and they're cute.
Looks like a misnomer to me, but
A what?
looks like a
Opinions.
misnomer to me.
Opinions there.
okay, any other nominations? All right, I'll close that and.
Well, we have to decide. Vote.
Closing the nominations. Is there any discussion on either one of the nominations before we take a vote?
I have a question for Ed. I love Bree. I've worked with Bree many times. She always goes above and beyond. Is there anything specific that she was doing out in your area that like really drew attention to like why?
Well, just that we're overrun with iguanas down there. I shot 5 of them a couple weeks ago in 1 week. And I had no idea that there were that many of them around. But just the sheer amount of effort.
Just her work ethic and
Yeah, and the heat, and the humidity, in July and August, and they have a uniform they wear. I mean, they're fully, they're not dressed for the heat.
yeah.
And the effort that they put into it, they were not only hauling them and setting them, they're moving them every day, and they're out there almost every day checking them. And I just thought that you typically don't see that kind of dedication from someone that just has a job that gets paid to do
Well,
a job.
and that was my question because like
Yeah.
when if people are just doing their job, that's awesome if they're doing their job. But when
Right.
they go above and beyond,
Yeah.
and the volunteer stuff, that's what I like to hear.
Well, and I'm just gonna echo in, it's Brianna Frankel and Rebecca Schneider.
Oh, it's
Not
Well,
Rebecca
Rebecca's
Smith.
their boss.
not Rebecca.
Oh, it's, okay, well, what's the other lady's name?
I can't think of it. It's her assistant, it's Brianna's assistant.
Can I see that real quick?
Kelly, no, that's not it.
Kelly's at the main office.
Alexandra McHugh or Emily Moss,
You can find out, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Nicholas.
Well, we can just ask Brianna.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, here's my thought on it. I think these people have done a tremendous job over the last year in, number one, passing information along to the residents. I know there was a tremendous amount of animosity several years ago during shorebird season, and today versus what it was years ago is night and day. And they have gone above and beyond what I would consider any FWC person in warming up to the community on the south end and talking to them and getting everybody's support for the shorebird nesting. And we have a tremendous story on the south end of the island as far as the shorebirds and the nesting and the fact that we have 4 endangered species, and we're unique in the state of Florida in that regard. So it becomes, you know, I was absolutely amazed at where we are today versus where we were 3 or 4 years ago, where people were, you know, just very upset at having to lose their beach for 6 months, and now they're happy. So it's all because of those two coming through and working with the people on the beach. So I heartily endorse your proposal on it.
Thanks.
Can I put my nomination in the bank then?
Yes, you can.
Thank you.
Okay. Any further discussion on this? We'll have to get the exact names on it. But,
Well, and I apologize for that.
okay,
I'm trying to get a picture of them.
and get a picture. But
Yeah,
with
of
that,
of them both.
if there's no further discussion, how do we want to vote on it? The FWC personnel, Mr. Altoff,
Pardon me?
how do you want to vote on FWC personnel?
Absolutely, I'm for that.
Obviously.
And I'll be an aye, and you can make yours for next
Yes,
week.
sir.
Okay,
And then I'm an aye as well.
and I'm an aye as well, so it's unanimous. Thank you. Okay. All right, set agenda for next meeting. I would like to bring back my favorite topic and put the toxic disposal of substances back up so we can earmark the dates that are coming up in 2026 so that we can get a little more exposure from the town and the art committee and anybody else to take advantage of this, because I think it's a critical environmental service that we can do, and it gets a lot of stuff off the beach, old paint, old varnish, everything. So that's I want to talk about that.
Can we please leave the turtle cards on there? I'll bring a final one in for approval for the town that you can take to them with their logo.
Okay,
Signs,
all right.
or just update?
Update on the signs? Anybody else?
3 items.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
We can add if we need to.
Does anyone need these? They're the manatee, help protect manatee stickers for your boats, if anyone needs any. I'm also
Okay.
getting things from STC, the window clings, to give out. So, do you need some? They're sending me a big roll. Yay, yay.
What's our date going to be for November?
That's what we're looking at right now.
That would be
Is it the second Wednesday or second Thursday now?
It's,
November 12th.
no, not November, I was told by, Amy that November would be, I think, on a Thursday as well, and then moving forward, the second Wednesday of every month.
Okay.
Okay.
But don't, I don't, am I correct?
Yeah.
I hope so.
So November 13th.
All right, November 13th.
Yep.
Okay, November 13th will be our next meeting date at 10 o'clock. And with that, agenda set, I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
I motion to adjourn.
I second it.
And motion made and seconded. All those in favor, say aye. Aye.
Stickers or magnets? Stickers.
And opposed, nay. It is 11:46. The meeting is over. And thank you all for coming, and those of you on the audience tuning in. Have a nice day.
Just give me a call or